Okay, we're going to start with our new construction walls. Number 3, new construction. This is going to get a little complicated, okay? So try to stay with me. So now we have multiple different kinds of new construction walls, and they're listed below. Before we start drawing, we want to go to our properties and change our phase to new construction. Okay, so let's just do that right now. So I just got done with that stuff. And I'm going to start drawing all of these white walls. This is all new construction. This is our new clinic, okay? And before I even start doing anything, I want to go down to my phasing, and my phase I want to be on new construction. So everything that I draw from here on out is going to be on that new construction phase. So done and done. We're going to be using the SC naming convention when making our wall type. So we can, you can call it SC Interior A. You can spell out Interior SC Interior Wall Type A, whatever you want to do. And then I have a color-coded plan for where things go. So I'll talk about these walls first. So we need 4 kinds of walls made. We need a wall type A that is going to be rated and insulated to the deck above, which is going to be 1/6 and 1/8 inch wide with the studs and the chip board. And we're just going to make that 6 inches. We're going to have a wall type B that's insulated to the deck above, that's with the stud and the jip board comes to 4 7/8, and we're going to make that 5 inches wide. We're going to have a wall type C that's insulated to 12 inches above the ceiling, and I'll talk about that, why that is in a minute. And again, that's 4 7/8, which we're going to make ours 5 inches. And then we're going to have a plumbing wall that needs to be wider so we can put in plumbing pipes. And that with the stud and the jip board on either side is 4 1/4, which equals 4 1/4. Okay. So just to show you, down here is the stud that I'm talking about. And these are some basic sizes that the stud comes in, and how it's constructed. So this is the flange, this is the little lip return, and this is the web, is what it's called. These holes in the stud are for electrical, so they can feed electrical wires, cabling into the walls, okay? And what they do is they put down the channel on the floor, and here is channel going in on the floor with these pneumatic guns that shoot the fastener into the concrete or whatever it is, probably concrete. And then the studs up every 16 inches. There's a header that goes above the door. So this kind of frame around the door, that's top is called a header. And then the lower portion is called the channel. So here's just an image of, what a wall could look like. Oh, this is a wall showing that it's going up to the ceiling. So sometimes, some of our walls are going all the way up to the deck above. Oh, what's happening? Our walls are going, here's to the floor, and it's going all the way through the acoustical ceiling tile, all the way up to the deck above and touching the deck above, okay? You could also make a wall where it's only going up to the ACT, okay? We don't have that kind of wall in this project. We do have a wall, and one of the reasons, here's another little thing, a little image. One of the reasons why we don't have that wall is because noise can go directly over it. If you have a wall going up to the ACT, noise can just travel back and forth over that really, really easily. If you have a wall that just breaks through that ACT and goes up just a little bit, about a foot, that noise transmission goes down considerably, okay? So we are going to be having our wall go from the floor to just above the ceiling, a foot above the ceiling. So that's going to cut down on that noise transmission from either side. It saves money. So we have less studs that we have to pay for. So that's why people do that, is to save a little bit of money if they don't need that wall going all the way up. A wall going all the way up could be because of security reasons. It could be because it's rated for fire rating system reasons. It could be for extreme privacy, that they don't want any or very, minimal amounts of noise going from room to room. So, and I'll talk about where we're putting these kinds of walls, okay? So these are the walls that we will be making. You're going to, when you're going to be drawing them, you're going to have your base offset at 0. You're going to have an unconnected height to 15 feet or a top constraint up to second level, except for that wall type C, which when you draw it, you're going to have to make it 16 feet high because it is, oh, I'm sorry, not 16 feet high, 10 feet high, because our ACT is at 9 feet. So we want this to be at 10 feet. Again, that location line is going to be at finished face interior, just not center lined, okay? We do have a half wall that is going to be part of the desk construction at our reception desk. That can just be, you can just use a basic old generic 5-inch wall for that. And then have it be 3 feet high. And we'll deal with that more when we get making the reception desk. Okay, we'll detail that out later, but it does not need to be an SC wall. Just use a basic generic. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is we'll make these walls, and then I'll do another tutorial about where they go. Okay. So off to the side there. So for our walls, we want to go to our wall construction. Yes, I'll save my project. And, you can really use anything. I'll start with my 6-inch, and I'm going to edit type. You could start with a generic 6-inch, whatever. It doesn't really matter what you start with. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to call it SC. I'm just going to spell it out. Wall type A. Let's see. INT wall type A. So that's going to be my wall type A, which is 6 inches. So that's one's good to go. So we can say okay to that one. I'm going to start with a 5-inch. I'm going to edit type, duplicate, SC INT wall type, whoopsie, B. Okay, that one's already 5 inches, so that one's ready to go. I'm going to use that same one right now and just say edit type, duplicate, and just change E to a C and get rid of that 2. It's already 5 inches, ready to go. So that one's okay. And then I'm going to go back and start with my wall type A. Edit type, duplicate, change it to wall type C, or I'm sorry, D, get rid of the 2 and say okay. And then we do need to make that one a little bit wider. So I'm going to go into my structure and edit. And then in where it says black in the middle there, or where it's black in the middle where it says structure, I'm just going to put 0.25 after 0.25 after the 6 and just say okay. And so now that's 6¼ inches wide, and that one is okay. So now I have wall type A, wall type B, wall type C, and wall type D, okay? So all my wall types are there, and my interior, my exterior, everything that I need, okay? So I'm gonna start a new tutorial about where these go and why.